Good evening and welcome to NDTV Dialogues. It's a show which brings you a conversation of ideas. This week on NDTV Dialogues, we look at protests in 21st century India. And for that dialogue, I have with me tonight Prakash Jha, filmmaker, and Amitabh Bachchan, superstar, who are joining me as their new film, Satyagraha, is all set for release. Mr. Bachchan, what drew you to this film? A film which is extremely timely in a sense, given the context of protests, not just in India, but around the world that keep occurring. Was that what drew you to it? What was the big learning?
In the story, which is basically the story of a father who's lost his son, and a son in search of a father. There were many aspects of the story which finally lead to this silent and peaceful revolt. Why does it take place? What are the conditions that a common man goes through which enrages him when he's denied certain privileges that should be his, and when the system is not able to live up to what they have promised or what they are asking, which is their right as a national of the country. Those little points which we sometimes never face, you come to know about them. And that was important to know. How you can, how the farmer suffers because he's given up his land and he's taken a loan, and the person who took the loan, the father is dead now, and the son is paid back the money, and wanting to have just the document to get his authorized land back is taking him years and years and years, and he still doesn't have possession of it because the system, whatever it may be, is just taking its own time.
Mr. Jha, the irony is that these aren't extraordinary stories. These are stories that are happening around us every day. Yet you take these films and you make sure that your films are still about issues that are relevant to the everyday man. Often now films are larger than life. Yours is very much about real life.
Well, there are huge stories in real life, you know. And as Sir was saying, and I was just asked, in fact, this idea of Satyagraha, the film, was born even when I was shooting Rajniti. Because, you know, we were riding a huge wave all over the world, the economic prosperity. And it was a bubble which was going to burst. And eventually, the entire sense of aspiration, achievement, profit, the world looking beautiful, the holidays, the new houses, everything, you know, you were riding on. It was bound to come to reality, and I could see it. It started happening. It started happening in America. It started happening in European countries. It started like, I mean, we were still riding the wave. But eventually, what started attracting me to it was the growth of the social media along with this, wherein the younger generation, the middle class, the educated class, was getting connected, and each one was sharing his or her experience, and it became cumulative voice. And sure enough, the Tahrir Square or the Wall Street, or I mean, in recent history, and even the Anna Hazare movement, or the protest in Brazil, as you saw, like where hundreds and thousands of people, they came out on the street. This is the reality of today. And what I kind of like, fortunately saw it transforming into protest by young India, which is a very large population today. The under 35 age is huge and powerful and connected. That it doesn't now anymore need any political, leadership or ideological goading to come out on the street if they feel that system is not functioning or right. Because remember, this is the post-90 generation which believes in performance because it has been trained to perform, either in the service industry or private sector or wherever, and it is not dependent on the government. Like, it doesn't say Sarkar Mai Baap anymore. So this generation is asking questions, why there are potholes in the road, why there isn't any electricity, why the hospitals are not, the government hospitals are not working. Their parents have done, bent backwards to be able to educate them into English schools because the government schools are, dysfunctional. This generation is now asking questions as to why isn't the police functioning? Why are you so corrupt? Why don't you let your system, get into order? And they come. They don't only speak now. They come out on the street and protest. They did so when the Nirbhaya Kand happened, and you all, thanks to the telemedia and the social media, they connected. And they are ready to, when I saw those water cannons charged at them in this bitter winter, and they refused to move, and they refused to kind of get frightened by the lathis of the police, and they forced the government to act. This is the new generation, and Satyagraha, in the process of making, also has become our dialogue with young India.